One of the buildings up the hill. We are up the hill, are we not? Let's see. There's Tucker. He is indeed a grown-ass man.
Looks like I'm not the only new face around here. What do I call you, stranger?
I'm Captain Hawthorne of the Unreliable.
You here to join the Iconoclasts? Help us free this world?
I mean, I'm here because of Agnes.
I am not a little boy. Haven't been one for decades, no matter what my mama wishes. I take it she's still looking for me? Had hoped she'd accept my decision.
I mean, she asked me to rescue you. We could probably tell her that you, like, had your guts shat out by a manta queen or something of that nature. She'd probably enjoy that.
According to her, stepping foot outside of the house in broad daylight is too dangerous. My entire life, she crammed a fear of danger down my throat. Don't go play with friends. Mantisaurs will tear your arms off. Don't leave the city. Raptidons will spit acid on your face. Marauders can violate you. You'd fall in a sulfur pool. I stuck around way too long, ruled by her fears. I'm 42 years old, but she still sees me as a little boy in need of her protection. I won't stand for it, I tell you.
She's going to keep sending people to look for you.
Stars, I don't know. My mama's a stubborn woman. She won't quit until I'm dead. You know, that might just work. You go back and tell her you found my body beside the road, all mangled and tore up. If she believes me dead, she won't look for me no more.
You're asking me to say that you're faking your own death so you don't have to talk to your mum.
I know it sounds extreme, but I can't go back. I just can't. This is the only way I can think of to be free.
You're not thinking that might hurt her?
I hate to think of her grieving, but it'll be good for her to move on. In the long run, you know?
I mean, we need some sort of proof.
Oh, right. I guess you could take my daddy's ring. I've worn it ever since he died. Mama would recognize it right away. You take this back to Stellar Bay. Tell my mama I died and you found that on my body. I know it'll be hard on her, but it's the only way.
I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced it's the only way. And I'm also pretty sure that I need to keep going. I need to keep going until I find Fallbrook, which is probably down there. So let's level up before we do anything else. We've got skills to gain. Let's see. We could get Intimidate up higher, but we're more of a Persuader than anything else. Tech is already at good levels. Extra damage from our gun, that's good. Now, where do we spend the rest of our points? Hacking and lockpicking are both useful. Science, let's see. Tinkering cost for science weapons is capped. Further reduced tinkering cost to 90%. That sounds really good. But do we want science or do we want engineering? Chance that items you repair will become pristine. That sounds fun. So yeah, we'll focus on engineering there. We're nearly at the point where we get level 2 perks. Companion crit chance. So if we've got 2 companions following us around at all times, XP from companion kills could be useful, maybe. Let's go with it. Now, what are we going to unlock later on? The Reaper. We restore time dilation per kill. That could help us chain together a whole bunch of kills. Bonus to extra headshot and weak spot damage could be good. Quiet weapon damage. So there are quiet weapons. All skills plus 10 if no companions have been recruited. I might do a lone wolf build then at some point. But we'll worry about the rest of those skills later. Now, Perversity. What do you want from level 2? Increased range damage could be good. Vicar Max. You're more of a melee guy in general, aren't you? Distance medium, weapon mixed, mode aggressive. So Perversity only uses light armor, but so does Vicar Max, really. So maybe we want Pavasi to focus on ranged. Then Vic and Max, let's see. I mean, his armour at the moment is clothing. We could change that, for sure. We could strap in some heavy armour. 20% dialogue combat effect duration. So that's like carrying and whatnot. Let's just give him ranged damage as well for now. Because we're going to be shooting people from range to start engagements, I think. Now, let's get back to the road. Where exactly are we going? There's a road here. We want to take the left route, probably. More sulfur pits.
If we did need to dispose of a body, this would be a good spot for it.
Oh, good. A fight.
I mean, he's got a point. Maybe our companions can get a kill whilst we continue to run south. Get some of that bonus XP. Did we go for the bonus XP for companion kills? We might have done. I've instantly forgotten. I literally put the points in a moment ago and I've already forgotten. Yeah, we did. Good. Now, hup, hup, hup. Here's Fallbrook.
Limping a bit. You all right, Mr. Vicar? Need us to slow down?
What are you implying? I am perfectly fit. My knee is just acting up.
There's no shame in being older, Mr. Vicar. Don't worry. The captain and I will take care of you.
Yeah, we will.
I need neither your advice nor your pity, young lady.
Well, sounds like you're getting them. Anyway, here's Fallbrook. Are you the greeter?
Trouble checking in? Or you might need directions to the amenities? If you're locked out of your cabin, a replacement key costs 50 bits.
I mean, where am I? What is Fallbrook?
Guess it's true. Fallbrook really is the best kept secret in all of Monarch, excepting the Borst Factory's secret ingredient. We're a leisurely stopover for the more adventurous spacefaring traveler. Understand?
A hive of scum and villainy? Sounds great.
Swell. We like quick on the draw types like you. Saloon is straight back and to the right. Once you're feeling sated, you're welcome to a private cabin. Only $250 a night. Ms. Malin can let you one if you're interested. She's the one who runs this racket. I am here to anticipate and facilitate your needs, patron.
Excellent. Tell me about the amenities.
No reservation, no problem. Day trippers are always welcome in our saloon. Straight back and to the right. If you hit the falls, you've gone too far.
Fair
Check
enough.
in with Ms. Malin. She'll set you straight.
Yeah, we should go and speak to Miss Malin. Thanks, friend.
Keep your wits about you. This is sublight territory.
I don't like the way folks are looking at me, Captain. Like I'm a sandwich. Maybe I could stand a little closer to you.
You're not a sandwich, Pavasi. Though you are a snack. Anyway, let's stroll about. Sublight thugs. Cabins and whatnot. Like a chap called Nelson. Hello.
Take a gander at that mug.
Oh, you're a
I ain't
criminal.
never seen someone so adept looking my whole life.
Well, that's awfully kind of you, mister.
I get the sense this fellow isn't entirely sincere.
Hmm.
Oh, now, come on. All I mean is, well, rather that, you don't seem like the usual pigeons we pluck. No offense, of course, if you are a Byzantium goldblood. Say, I'd like to do you a favor. Might I interest you in a surefire scheme? Wink, wink.
Did you just say wink at me instead of actually winking?
Don't believe I did. No? Wink. Pure and simple, it's like this. I run our drug delivery service. Recently, I had the genius idea to cut costs in half by swapping our autoloaders with faster, cheaper sprats.
Oops. That's a stroke of sheer brilliance, my friend.
See? I know a fellow genius when I clap eyes on him. Too right you are. Only problem is my sprat carriers ain't arrived from their latest run. As I was saying, you look more capable than most of the hoople heads around these parts. What say you locate him and retrieve the goods for me? In return, I'll cut you 5% of the price.
5? Ugh. Oh man, I wish we could say that. But we are severely lacking in a persuade to be able to say that. So Let's see, where should we start looking?
I run my Sprat carriers back and forth through the shipping tunnels near the waterfall. Ought to check there first. Good luck. And don't get any ideas about pilfering the drugs for yourself.
Maybe I will. I mean, I'll be happy to help.
Was that sarcasm? I'm going to assume it was not. If it's sarcasm, you've got to show it somehow, like with a wink. My Sprat carriers scurry back and forth through the shipping tunnels. Any trail ought to start there. When you've got the goods, I'll be here.
Okay. Now, the fact that that was a 118-point skill check makes me wonder if we should, in fact, be here at this point in time. However, since we've made it here, let's see if we can't find any vendors about the place. Oh, we can just pick things up. Can't pop into a new town without doing a bit of casual looting, can we? Oh,
Hey,
Whoa! Hold a moment. Who the hell are you?
I'm sorry. That was an accident. Oh, come on, you forgot my name again.
Ah, shit. Sorry.
Hey, Chief. No problem. Take care, friend.
You too.
Right, we need to be more careful. Our rep has decreased, and that is in fact the last thing that we want. I assume it's just gone down by like 1%. Yep. 1% negative.
Want to make a run with me to Stella Bay?
Yeah, let's have a look in the next house.
Night off.
I'm going to have to be more careful. Yeah, this one is all about stealing. Okay.
The ones that always smell
Seems odd then that that one room
splodges of blood.
wasn't about stealing, but
Oddest thing.
so be it.
They started ordering cans of Borstwurst, but only if they come from the CMP factory.
Makes you wonder what the secret ingredient.
Now, what have we got in this place? Just peeps. Just chilling. Plasma carbines. And a mechanical sentry. An insurance agent. Hello.
Welcome to the offices of the Greater Halcyon Insurance Group, Halcyon's premier provider of life and disaster-related insurance. I'm obligated to inform you that our coverage does not extend to incidents deemed to result from negligence, criminal activity, or dullness of mind.
So that's a get out for like most incidents then, I guess.
Some people, but no one in this office, I assure you, might call it stupidity.
Obviously too common an ailment for insurance to cover.
So, what kind of insurance package can I interest you in? We're running a special on dismemberment policies. Buy one, get one half off.
Why is your office on Monarch?
We're not on Monarch. For all practical and tax-related purposes, this office is an official enclave of Byzantium.
Why?
Legally speaking, corporations are not allowed to operate on Monarch, but financially speaking, there are certain costs to running a business from within Byzantium's walls. So while our official address is in the city, and while our office here is technically an extension of that address, we found it more expedient to conduct our key operations here. So we can... what's the phrase? Pass savings to the consumer, of course.
Okay, so yeah, you're dodging the authorities then.
We prefer to think of it as chasing the savings. Turns out that not having to pay kickbacks, fines, and rent in the most expensive city in Halcyon improves our liquidity. Plus, Sublight keeps this place running remarkably well, and they sure drive business our direction.
Alright then, now tell me more about your insurance policies.
Plenty. As my boss likes to say, there's a policy for every situation and an exclusion for every policy. We've insured unusually expressive eyebrows, outrageous statements, disastrous marriages.
Who gets their eyebrows insured?
Usually character actors, or corporate execs with menacing stares.
Okay, that's a good answer. And what about outrageous statement insurance?
That policy is almost exclusively for our corporate clientele. In the unlikely event they make a claim about a product that turns out to be less than accurate, they need some kind of protection against the damage to their sales and reputation.
Okay, and disastrous marriages?
Those are mostly for top-rungers in Byzantium who have a lot of social and financial capital wrapped up in their marriage contracts. There's one for your beloved eloping with your sibling, your beloved eloping with their sibling, scandalous rumors forcing you apart, the revelation of a secret love child. We try to cover every possible hazard to domestic bliss.
Very well. That's all I needed to know, I think.
One thing's for sure. You won't find better policy protection against sudden lunar implosions anywhere in Halcyon.
Okay, thanks for that. You're not who I was looking for. Aha! Dry goods and sundry. We need ourselves a bit of sundry. Duncan! Hello.
Hungry? I'm famished myself. No rubbernecking. Make a buy or move on.
Right, friend, let's trade. Because I think you've got something I'm eventually going to want. If I remember correctly. Or maybe you don't. Maybe I don't remember correctly, because you're not selling any guns. Not even ones that are just hidden at the moment. Because we can see all sorts of gear there. I was thinking you were going to sell a rather cool sniper rifle, but I guess not. Oh well, let's flog him our junk anyway. Now, what about you?
No refunds, no exchanges, no returns. And no whining about it either.
Sounds fair.
If you bloody it, you buy it. Store policy.
Now, are you selling guns? Aha! You're selling weaponry. Restricted stock, the Sublight Sniper Rifle. Ho 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 ho! It's got a quiet muzzle actually. Firing noise 90%. Exacto sight. Post armor damage dealt increased. That is what we want. We can't buy it yet because we haven't got the rep, but that is what we want. So I'm glad we found it. We know where to look now. And now it's just a case of getting up some rep with Sublight. I think we can get some of that on the Groundbreaker, so we might go back there in a bit. But also, we just want to look around and see if there's any more side quests that can be picked up.
You don't look like a smuggler nor a dandy. Catherine sends you back here? On second thought, it's best if I don't know. Tossball, autoloader races, card games, you name it. I ain't picky. And neither is Catherine. We'll both break your legs if you lose, then shirk on paying.
Very well. We'll leave you be. We're looking for side quests, not gambling. And we're also looking for Catherine. Hey! Hello.
Uh-huh. You blind, little bird? Or can you not see I'm busy? Why is it every sissy pig fucker who strolls into my town expects me to smile and shout awful friendly? Welcome to Fallbrook. Only nugget of paradise in this entire law-forsaken land. Like a void damn advert.
Crude but forthright. I admire that.
Truthfully spoken, I do aim to properly represent my aforementioned nugget of paradise.
I mean... yeah, if by nugget of paradise you mean piece of manti dung, then sure.
You know, I ain't heard that one before. Suppose I'll have to work harder to show you just what makes our town shine. But first, I'll need to know what brings you, stranger.
You've got cool sniper rifles.
I'm half listening.
And I want jobs.
If it's one that don't mind getting dirty, then I sure do. But how am I to know whether you're reliable, if not fully trustworthy?
I mean, I could beat it out of you.
That you won't ever do. But I like your style, so I'm willing to take a risk. We'll consider it a trial run. There's a Borst factory on up the way, run by a man who calls himself the King. Clive Lundberg, insufferable prick. That aside, it's a business ripe for the plucking. I want it. Clear as that.
Okay, that sounds like murder and mayhem to me.
Stars, I hope so. Clive Lundberg, the self-proclaimed Borst King of Monarch, is swimming in profit and drowning in his ego. He's making the only meal to be had this side of Monarch, and I'm tired of ponying up for my dinner. I want that Borst factory, owner dead or alive. And you're the soon-to-be handsomely paid fucker who's gonna get it for me.
Yeah, that's us. Yeah. How can we get into the factory?
If you got brass knockers, you could shoot your way through the front gate. If you don't fancy getting shot to shit, you can try asking Duncan for a disguise. Might be another way in, assuming you're courageous enough to trek the sewers. Void if I know. Hit him where it hurts. In his gut or his production lines ought to make do.
So if we wanted to sabotage the factory...
Then I'd say you might care to poison the cysty pigs, doctor a few financial records, or throw a wrench in the canning machinery.
If we want to do that, then... I mean, we want the factory to keep running, right? So we don't want to poison the pigs or throw a wrench in the machinery. So doctoring financial records sounds like a way to go. If we did want to kill him?
Sometimes the simplest solution is the sweetest. I don't give a whit about the method or the means, just the end.
Sounds good.
It'll be more than good when you're finished. Maybe not for Clive, but for me and you, I'm sure. Oh, and if you don't fancy going in guns blazing or crawling through a sewer pipe, see Duncan in the Dry Goods and Sundry building. He ought to have an employee ID in that stash of illicit goods he keeps for select clientele. May luck be with you, since I won't be.
Fair enough. Thanks for your time, Catherine. So we've met the boss. We've got a new sublight quest.
I don't think I like Miss Catherine. Not just on account of the swearing, though she swears awful much.
Efficient, clever, ruthless. I like her.
Yeah. I'm wondering, Pavati, if you're going to fit in with this team. Max, no problems. You're cool. Another Vendertron discovered. And a locked door. There's got to be more side quests in this town. Although we really should go back to the Groundbreaker at some point soon.
Oh gosh, this is so pretty.
Yeah, it is. This whole town is quite pretty, all told. Now, more thugs. Where's that going? Easiest way to find out would be to sprint up here, and it is a landing pad. Ah. So yeah, maybe now we'll pop in our ID cartridge. Step back, everyone. Oh, it's already here. Good. Maybe it is time to go to the Groundbreaker and see what's going on over there.
Impeccable timing, Captain. I was about to watch the latest episode in Halcyon Helen's thrilling serial adventure.
Huh. Where are you now, Ada?
Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance?
Halcyon Helen, you say? Let's see the Etherwave drama, shall we?
Certainly, Captain. I was hoping you would ask.
Murder on Eridanos.
It was the law-forsaken parasites. I had become obsessed. My quest to stop them. To avenge my partner, Philip. And my ex-partner, Bernice. And Lieutenant Jurgen. And those two informants had brought me to Rizzo's distillery. But it wasn't just the triple distilled deliciousness of Rizzo's Spectrum brand vodka that I found there. It was death.
Gasp.
I made sure the Brain Eaters paid the price. But at what cost to me?
Brain Eaters? Here? Now?
It's you.
This is the Halcyon News Network with breaking news. Halcyon Helen has been murdered. Administrator Ludovico of Rizzo's refused to answer the big question on everyone's mind. Who will Spectrum Vodka's next spokesperson be? Claiming that a special investigation must be concluded first.
Alright then.
Captain, we have a communication coming in from one Administrator Ludovico.
Get off the transmission, Cedric. we agreed to let me do the negotiating. Law be with you, friend. I am Administrator Ludovico of the famed Eridanos Atmospheric Complex. But there's no need to stand on formality. You may address me as Mr.
Sup, mister? Now, is this about Halcyon Helen's murder?
Her death is the tragedy of our lifetime. As the face of our new product line, her murder is a stain on the Rizzo's brand. She was scheduled to unveil our newest product, Spectrum Brown, before this tragic event. But we cannot move forward with our unveiling until we apprehend the killer.
And what does this have to do with me?
All right, Ludovico, that's enough. You don't know what you're doing. Let me handle this. Captain Hawthorne, so glad to finally have a word with you. I would have been so disappointed if Ludovico monopolized your attention. Cedric Kincannon, Sublight Underground. I'm so glad we're hiring a third-party investigator. No one wants to see a troop of UDL guards stomping all over my hotel, least of all me. The murder of Halcyon Helen is a heinous assault on this colony. I look forward to watching you find the miscreant responsible and drag them out of the shadows.
Okay, so the actress that plays Helen has been murdered on this colony, I guess. But I have never heard of Sublight Underground before now.
Don't worry. You and I are going to become very close acquaintances. I run the Grand Colonial Hotel and Piraeus Spaceport. Ludovico and I are business partners, in a manner of speaking. Eridanos is our shared responsibility.
Eridanos is not our shared responsibility. Eridanos is my responsibility, to which you and your organization have latched on like a parasite.
So these two don't get on.
Please, Lou. Sublight Underground is built on discretion. I'm establishing rapport with our new contractor. Let's not give her the impression that you can't be trusted.
Do you really want to do this right now, Cedric? You want to antagonize me while I'm negotiating a contract? Because I promise you, I'll win.
Come on now. I mean, maybe we should let them argue. We might learn more that'll help with the case.
We can do this anytime you want. I'll even make an appointment. I'm sure your schedule's wide open. What with your product launch being indefinitely delayed due to unforeseen murder.
All right, Cedric. If that's how you want to behave, I have no choice but to file an official reprimand on your permanent record.
Oh, please do. I'd love an official reprimand from a failed executive. Could you do me a favor and have it laminated?
Could we please stop this nonsense?
Aha, someone who knows what's
Captain,
going on.
I'm Constable Maria Keene. Hiring a third-party investigator was my idea. I've been studying your dossier. You are an extraordinary scientist. If your talents extend to forensics, then you may be exactly what we need. As far as I'm concerned, you're the ideal inspector for this case.
How many people are we talking to here?
Just the three of us.
No one else is going to just bob in?
You must excuse us. The situation on Eridanos is tense. If we don't bring Helen's killer to justice, this scandal could scupper our entire operation. Please, Captain, I'm asking you to help us. While you're pursuing your investigation, we'll make you a guest of honor at the Grand Colonial.
Well, that sounds good. Yeah, you can count on me, I guess.
The future of our complex may depend on your success. I'll leave you in the constable's care. Mr. Kincannon and I must have a word.
Fine. Bud Rizzo's is paying for that hotel room.
I can't tell you how grateful I am for your help. And even though they may not show their gratitude, I know Administrator Ludovico and Mr. Kincannon appreciate your involvement. Mr. Kincannon could lose his spaceport if board authorities took over the investigation, and if Rizzo's is forced to cancel its unveiling, we might never recover.
I mean, Helen must have been pretty popular if her death could bugger these operations.
Helen was more than popular. She gave something to this colony that no product line could ever provide. Real happiness. No one has ever been as well known or as well loved. Outside of our courageous business leaders.
Alright, we got everything we need.
Transmission terminated. Captain, we are now cleared to land at the Eridanos Atmospheric Complex.
That's good to know. Although I'm not entirely sure why they're trusting me with this.
There are several reasons why someone would hire your services. In descending order of likelihood, they are as follows: desperation, confusion, mistaken identity, inebriation, and genuine faith in your abilities.
Very well, thanks for that, Ada. We could ask more about Eridanos, but we're not doing this mission for some time, so thanks, Ada. Yeah, I believe that mission's intended for level 30 plus.
Welcome back, Captain.
So we're not going to
How can I
worry
be of assistance?
much more about that for now. Now, have you got a minute to talk, Ada?
I have lots of minutes. Many minutes. Unlimited minutes, perhaps. Providing an adequate power source, I can function indefinitely.
And if you don't have a power source?
I prefer to think of it as being in a state of slumber, perhaps for an indefinite duration of time. Do you think that is what it's like for the colonists on the Lost Hope?
Maybe. Maybe it is.
When I simulate myself in such a scenario, I do not find it to be desirable. I think my self-preservation protocols incline me to desire the alternative.
And what might that be?
Traveling the system with you, Captain.
Now, what about your last captain? Do you miss him at all?
Do you know what it feels like when the ship undergoes an unexpected power surge? A jolt to the system. I have felt that. I do feel that. As you may be aware, Captain Alex Hawthorne was a smuggler of some repute. I failed to predict the likely outcome of his reckless behavioral patterns. I should have predicted that. In our travels together, Alex liked to pass time by, as he called it, tinkering to improve my design.
Have there been other captains, though?
If you mean, was Captain Hawthorne my first? Yes, he was.
Okay, let's clear that up. Yeah, we'll talk to you later, Ada.
Take care. I require a functioning captain to run the ship.
So we are Alex Hawthorne II. Very well. Now, can we go upstairs and speak to our friends? Oh yeah, we've got our own courses, haven't we? Welcome, Captain. Messages for us from E. Blaine. Cool, so that's to do with the community centre and getting the medicine. Cool. Messages for Captain Alex Hawthorne from U. Bedford. Nothing terribly important in those. Now, let's see. We've got a holographic shroud. Oh, yeah. So this projects a disguise, gives us access to restricted areas if we have the correct ID cartridge. Cool. Okay, so that will allow us to do a bit of infiltrating. I like that. There's a bin that we can use to store our stuff. It's a good thing I popped in there, really, because that holographic shroud is more important than I anticipated. And here is Sam. Who are you, Sam? You're a cleaning machine. Very well. And then we've got some other assorted things here. What have we got going on? Ah, it's Pavasi's wrench. So is this Pavasi's room? And then we've got various other rooms, some of which are empty.
I find myself marveling at the complex simplicity of the Fibonacci spiral. I'm sure you know what that's like.
Yeah.
Something vexing you, Captain?
Of course we do. Just wanted to pop in and say hello. Nothing major. You just be chill, Max. Now, this looks like a mostly empty room. Well, it's got an old saber that we picked up in the community centre. Where's Pavasi anyway? Is she just downstairs, I guess? Should be doing some engineering. There she is.
Yeah, so this is my hidey spot now.
Cool.
I was looking for a place that was quiet. I figured the kitchen would be louder than the hold, so here I am. Cozy like, ain't it?
Yeah, it's nice. So she's got nothing else to say right now. That's very well and good. And now what have we got? Yeah, that quest is way too high level for us right now. We've got all these side quests on Monarch, but yeah, I do want to go back to the Groundbreaker. We should have come here first.
We've arrived at the Groundbreaker.
Thanks, Ada. Let's get out and about and see what's going
Got a
down.
sec?
Oh, what's up, Pavati?
Hey, Captain. I heard that Groundbreaker's got a real good engineer. A lady named Junlei Tennyson.
What about her?
I was thinking that maybe I ought to meet her. If you got time to swing us by, I mean. I don't got much experience fixing actual spaceships. I bet you a can of Borston beans she could teach me all manner of stuff.
Yeah, that sounds good. We can head over there right now, to be honest.
Thanks, Captain. I'll be sure to make it worth your time. Did you want to talk about something else?
Nah, I think we're good.
I think I'll initiate an unscheduled rest cycle while you're out.
You do that, Ada.